Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. My name is Brian Stockard and I want to welcome you to this video, and I hope you've seen previous videos in the past. I know it's been a while since I made a new video, but I am still here delivering the message that if you let him, he will help you through it. And I hope that you will find these videos and these messages that I share. I hope that you find it really to inspire you. And if it does, please subscribe to this page and you'll be able to follow along with the next video that comes out. And I came to talk today about, I came to bring the message that I think we don't really think about it a lot when it comes to God and when it comes to Jesus, because when we read in the Old Testament, God expressed a lot of anger. He poured out his wrath on the people. He was so angry about the way they treat each other, the way they live, the way this, and then he was expressed by, he'll have, when someone turned away, he would punish. He might even take their lives and things like that. And especially when Israel turned away, came to him, turned away, came to him, turned away, and he would like take away their protection and send them off into captivity. But then when you get into the New Testament, from the whole Gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and you read about Jesus and how he walked about, and he expressed a lot of love and a lot of care and a lot of, how he just came to give his life that we could be alive and live, and become closer to God again. And at the same time, even he expressed anger toward how the people treat one another, how the people they challenge him all the time, or things such and such and such that. But how often do we think about this, that we don't realize that even God's heart is broken for the people? I mean, he has a sad, broken heart. He's really saddened for so many people, for so many of us, because we haven't quite come to him yet, We know him, but many don't know him, but many don't want to know him, don't want to follow. And you see so many of us hurting and pain and searching and looking for something to make us happy, a true happiness, but we can't seem to find it. That it breaks his heart because he so much want to give it, and we're not seeking it. And for example, in Mark chapter 6, Jesus, he had just came off of a boat with his disciples, because he sent the disciples out to preach and teach and perform miracles and things like that. And then when they came back, and you'll find this in chapter 5 toward the end, and when they came back, they reported to him. And Jesus said, that's wonderful. Now, he wanted to go someplace deserted, someplace where he can be alone with his disciples. So they got on a boat. And the people heard about it, because they heard all the things. They seen him preach and they seen him perform. And they heard the stories and they wanted to know more, but they was looking for him. They wanted to find him. They wanted to go with him. They wanted to know where. So they started looking for him. And they got to the other side of the sea, of the water. They got to the other side before he did. And when he came off the boat and saw this large multitude, this large group of people, this large crowd of people, he had compassion on them. Now think about that word, compassion. Maybe we could define compassion as being expressing kindness, to do something nice for someone who's in trouble, doing something nice for somebody in need. But I think when Jesus expressed his compassion, it went deeper, because in the word he said, Jesus saw the large crowd of people and had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. They were wandering around not knowing what to go. They were wandering around having someone to guide them, following. They were just so lost and so scared and so wanting to be protected, wanting to be loved, and wanting to be so many things. And that's what the people were like. And if you read further, that's when he had taught the people, and then he said, let's feed them. And he fed 5,000 men, and that didn't include the women and children, what could be a lot more, like 15, maybe 20, who knows. But that's a lot of people to feed. And he only did it with his few bread and a couple of fish. But that's not the thing. The thing is his compassion, his love, he was so sad to see the people wandering, seeking, and trying to find something because they're not getting it from the Pharisees. Even today, people are not getting it from the church. They're not seeing. They're looking for something. They're in church, but they can't seem to find it. They're looking for something. It's in the job, and they can't seem to find it. It's in money, and they can't seem to get enough of it. It's in the food, and they can't seem to be always fully satisfied. It's in the drinking. It's in so many things. I mean, I could just feel the pain of God just pouring out in the spirit. He's just broken for all of us. He's broken for those who just keep wandering. He's broken for you. Because, and I know, and I can understand, I mean, if we looking at ourselves and we're saying, well, I'm not worthy, God don't love me, God don't care, I wouldn't have gone through the stuff he did, because we could be angry at him, we could be afraid of him, we could be so many things. We could have such guilt about our past, we can have such shame, we can have such, well, I don't know what to do. And he's offering it. And sometimes I think of so many of us, and I remember thinking it myself that, well, before I come to God, I got to get myself right. But I keep messing up and messing up and messing up and messing up. And then it come to my realization that, especially when he called and told me, because on a moment in my life when I said, okay, I just can't do it, I'm not worth anything, I just done the worst of worst. And I said, don't love me. And yet he calls me. He calls my name and he said, Brian, I love you. I'll always love you. And if you let me, I'll help you. And he's saying that to each and every one of us, because he didn't just send his son to die for us. He sent his son to bring light to us, that we can be alive just like him, that we can live, and we can have that joy and peace and happiness and have that comfort always, that we don't have to seek anymore. God is knowing that he wants us to be with him. He wants to hold us. He wants us to feel him in his presence. He wants you. He wants to love you. He wants to share with you. He wants to teach you and guide you and protect you. But he cannot do that if we're not willing to allow him to come in, thinking we have to do this first or we have to accomplish this first. He wants to come now and he wants to provide. And yet, and understand that, I mean, we always might be thinking, you could be thinking, how come? I want it, I want him, but how can I tell I want him, but what's going to happen? What will I lose? What will I gain? That's the fear part. That is fear, especially when you don't know when it's going to happen, how soon it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen right away, but it got to happen, but you got to allow it. You got to allow it to happen. And he wants you to allow it to happen so he can intervene. He can get into your heart and just pour out everything onto you. And he cannot do it all at once. It's gonna take some time. Then he's gonna even keep pouring it, and you're gonna realize it, and you're gonna want to change it. You're gonna want to accept it. You're gonna want to, and I know because I've gone through him, and that's what he wants for all of us. So please, I just ask that you will just take time to pray, take time to listen, take time to read his word, take time. I would be reading as much as, especially New Testament. Read the New Testament. There's a lot to learn from it. And you'll be going all over the place. You'll be finding yourself guiding to there and to there, to over here. And if you lose people, it was for the right reason, to help you feel the joy. But when you lose somebody, you're going to gain something else. You're going to lose someone, you're going to gain someone else. And you might gain more. And you're going to find that I'm glad I have you. I'm going to miss them, but I'm glad I got you. I'm glad I got away from them, but I would not want to lose you because they're aiming for the same thing you are. And like I said, he wants you. He wants you. Even if you've been through the worst of worst, he still wants you. Even if you're still going through the worst of worst, believe me, he's going to be with you when you know it. And I just say again, pray. Ask him to come in. And keep following these videos. Keep reading. Keep seeking. And you will find him. You won't have to find it in drugs. You won't have to find it in drinking. You won't have to find it in food. You won't have to find it in sex. You won't have to find it in money. You won't have to find it in power, in authority, and you won't have to find it by hurting somebody else. You won't have to find it just to feel good for that one little moment. You will find it in him, and I guarantee you will not want to let go once you have it. So please continue to watch these videos. Please continue to look for the next one. Please continue to pray. And please take a moment to know God, who's going to tell you who you are to him, and that it's going to change who you really are. And I encourage you to keep your eyes on him. And I thank you for watching this video. And please, if you really find this support helpful, it helps you, or you know somebody who can help as well, share it with them and subscribe and just keep following. And I thank you for tuning in. So I'll see you next time. Again, my name's Brian Stockard. See you next time.